Good morning, everybody. Beginning from today, the classroom academic activity will be replaced by e-learning system. The academic process of the two things are actually the same. The thing is, one is conducted in the classroom and another one is via internet. The timetable of our class Semantics is just the same as that of in your written schedule that has been distributed to you. This e-learning process is carried out due to the fact that the virus outbreak of corona is not under control. We don't know how long it will take place. Let us see the progress of what is going on now, and we'll let you know what to do later on. Our subject is semantics. This is a 2-credit-hour subject, but I just want to let you know that you need to abide by some requirements in order for you to succeed in joining this semantic class. The first one, your participation of this e-learning class should be over 80%. Secondly, you have to do all the assignments given to you and submitted to me online. And the third one, you have to join the midterm examination as well as final term examination. Our subject is called semantics. Semantics is a science of meaning. It derives from two morphemes. The first one, semi-noun in Latin term, that means meaning. And the second morpheme is bound morpheme that stands for science, just like in linguistics and and suffix it becomes linguistic, the science of linguistics or the science of language. You see that the science of language, the science of meaning is a very important component of linguistics, because whatever you say, no matter it is grammatical, but if it is not supported by logical meaning, then it is not a sentence, it's not language. For instance, if I say my dog is a researcher at a university, this is not a logic sentence, even though it's grammatical. Based on this, semantic is very important, and you need to understand this. More importantly, you need to be able to implement the science of meaning in your daily conversation, in your daily encounters with your friends. Just before I go ahead, I just want to let you know the positions of semantics in linguistics level. The internal components of linguistics that is directly linked with speech, human speech, are phonetics, phonology, morphology, and syntax. Phonology, morphology, and syntax are covered by semantics, but phonetics is not. Why? Because Phonology, morphology, and syntax judge meaning, where phonetics doesn't. Syntax just deals with how sounds are produced by humans, organs of speech, how it creates waves of sound in the air and how it is perceived by your ear without judging the meaning at all. So, again, you need to remember that phonology, morphology, and syntax are covered by semantics, but phonetics is not. Why phonology? Because whenever you talk about the process of phonology or phonological process, it has to be directly linked with meaning. For instance, if you use two plosive sounds in the same environment, for instance, b as a voiced bilabial and p as a voiceless bilabial are distributed in the same environment, big and peak. The difference between this, between the two sounds, voice and voiceless, result in difference of meaning. Big refers to size, whereas pig refers to animal. So this is the reason, once again, why phonology talks about it. It's covered by semantics. Now, in other languages, such as Bahasa Indonesia and other Austronesian languages, such contrast of voice and voiceless does not result in difference of meaning. If I say, for instance, bapak and bapag, people can comprehend and understand that you mean or you refer to the same thing, namely, a male, adult male, yes, that you call, in your family, as the husband of your mom, is called bapak. No matter you say this as bapag. Okay, so we talk about phonology, but we also talk about semantics or meaning, right? In terms of morphology, morphology is covered by semantics because the formation of words is not separated from the analysis of meaning. Say, for instance, when I say book and it is followed by suffix, it becomes books. What is the result of the combination of free morpheme book and bound morphemes? Book is a plural, whereas book is a singular, whereas books is plural. So it talks about meaning. The next one, syntax, is covered by semantics because whenever you talk about phrase structure, clause structure, and syntactical structure that are the area of syntax, we should also talk about the meaning. So, it's very important that you understand meaning is very, very significant, very, very central in the study of language. Now you know, there are many meanings of meaning, but only one of them that fits semantics analysis. I can give you an example. In the sentence, I don't mean to hurt you. The meaning of mean there is intention. I don't intend to hurt you. And the second sentence, what does life mean to you? The meaning of mean in this sentence, in this utterance, is what is the purpose of life to you? Another one, red cross means you cannot go through. The meaning of mean here is different from the other two previous meanings. This is meaning sign. So red cross means red cross sign that you cannot go through. Another one, what does dog mean? What does pen mean? What does book mean? The meaning of mean there is of course different from the other three previous meanings. Whenever I ask these three questions, that what I mean is what are the object of these things? This is what I mean. What are the objects of these things? If I say, what is the meaning of dog? Yes, the meaning here is what is the object or what is the reference of dog? What is the meaning of pen? The meaning of meaning here, what is the object of pen? What is the meaning of table? The meaning of meaning here, what is the object or reference of table? This is exactly what we mean by meaning that fits semantics analysis. So, I can say the basic understanding of what semantics is the object of reference or reference of something of which meaning is in question. Suppose that you ask me, hi sir, what does it mean by pen? I can just show you this object. This is the meaning of pen. What is the meaning of seesaw? The meaning of seesaw is this one. Yes, it's very simple actually. But you know, this kind of communication or way of explaining the meaning of something is not always effective in the absence of the objects. Suppose that you are in an airplane, then somebody asks you, what is the meaning of tiger? Then you just cannot show the tiger in the airplane. So you fail. You fail to give it. But this is the easiest way actually to give the meaning of something. And then, if you fail to do step number one of giving meaning, then you have to go to step number to step number 2. By drawing the picture of object of the word of which meaning is in question. For instance, if you draw the picture of, if somebody asks you the meaning of dog, then you just show the picture of dog. And then show this. This is the meaning of dog. Then it is something that is questionable. Why? Because just like step number one, it can fail. You may not be a good drawer. Somebody asks you the meaning of dog, and then you try to draw the picture of dog, but it looks like cat. It can also look like monkey or even buffalo. So you fail to explain the meaning of dog using step number two. Even if you are a good drawer and you can draw things well, but I don't think you always bring with you pen and note in anticipation. If somebody asks you a question concerning meaning, then you can draw this. I don't think it's effective way, right? But you know, most of the time you cannot carry out these two procedures or mechanisms. All you have to do when you cannot do this is to use words and sentences that are devoted to the explanation of the object of the words of which meaning is asked, so that the questioner will try to visualize the object of what he asks. What does dog mean? This is a question. And you say you have to use words. Just before you do this, there are two things that you need to understand. The first one, you have to have adequate insight into what dog is. Of course, you start from the highest level of feature of what dog is. Dog is animal. Then you can go ahead, it is a mammal. Then go to the more detailed feature of dog. Then you say it has 4 legs. Then you can say that it is domesticated. Then you can say that it is furry, one, and you go ahead to the even more specific feature of dog, saying, for example, bulk. So you know this. You have to know this. This is why when you read Encyclopedia, you will find out a very comprehensive explanation regarding the object of something. So you have to know this. If you don't know much about this, you will fail. Then you should be able to compose these features or these words into longer string of words, that is a sentence. In order for you to be able to combine this so that the string will be grammatical, your language proficiency should also be adequate, should be high enough. So, knowledge, comprehensive knowledge about the thing, and adequate language proficiency are required in order for you to be able to explain the meaning of something using words. So it's not actually easy. Based on these two things, as I said to you just now, so What does dog mean? Dog means a mammal animal having 4 legs and 1 tail, which is furry and domesticated. So saying this to your questioner, it is expected that he sees the object of what dog is. This is a very important thing. So, if somebody asks you a question, what does this mean? Please concentrate your mind on the object or reference of it. That is why this semantics is called referential semantic or referential meaning. This referential meaning. Basically, semantics concentrates on this, but as semantics develops, it extends to other areas beyond the referential meaning. For instance, there will be social meaning that refers to the meaning in relation with social status of a language user. There will be what we call that we call connotative and denotative, figurative, and so on. So it extends far beyond the basic core of what semantics is. All you have to know once again, just before you go ahead to the areas beyond the real semantics, is you need to know that semantics or the meaning in semantics is the question about the object of something, It's very important for you to understand. And I think I have to put an end to my speech in order for you to understand better more about the basic understanding of what semantics is. You need to refer to some references in your internet. You have to find out URL and then download it, read it, and then make some notes about it in relation to what I said. You're free to choose any source that is available in your internet and make a report it to be submitted to me within 2 days. We'll continue our subject next week concerning the real or some concepts that you need to understand in order for you to expand your knowledge about what meaning is. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for your enthusiasm. And more importantly, I thank you for being strong in time of turbulence. We will win the war against coronavirus if we are united. Thank you. Goodbye.